Why do you keep quitting? Not the shallow answer you give yourself, not the excuse you offer others, but the real reason, the one that lives beneath the surface, the reason that shows up late at night when motivation fades and the noise is gone. The reason that makes you start again with hope and stop again with disappointment. You quit because you are human, and that truth matters more than you realize. Every person, regardless of age, background, or ambition, has felt the weight of stopping something they once cared about. It does not matter if you are young or old, successful or struggling, confident or uncertain. Quitting is not a character flaw, it is a response to pressure, to fear, to unmet expectations, to exhaustion, to silence. And until you understand the response, you will keep repeating it. Most people believe quitting happens because they lack discipline or willpower. That belief is comforting because it sounds simple, but it is wrong. You do not quit because you are lazy. You quit because something inside you is overwhelmed, misunderstood, or unprepared for what persistence actually requires. You were taught to chase motivation. You were taught to wait until you feel ready, inspired, confident. No one told you that motivation is temporary by design. It arrives like a spark and leaves just as quickly. When it fades, you assume the path is wrong or that you are not meant for it. But motivation was never meant to carry you the entire way. It was meant to get you moving, not to keep you going. The moment motivation disappears is the moment most people quit, and that moment is not a failure. It is the beginning of the real journey. The work that matters most happens after excitement dies, after novelty fades, after progress becomes slow and quiet. You quit because no one prepared you for this phase. You expected growth to feel good all the time. It never does. In the beginning, progress is visible. Effort turns into results quickly, and that feedback fuels you. Then something changes. The same effort no longer produces the same reward. Improvement becomes subtle. Growth hides beneath the surface. Days pass where it feels like nothing is happening, and your mind begins to whisper questions. Why am I not further along? Why is this harder now? If I were truly capable, wouldn't this feel easier? Those questions are not signs of failure. They are signs that you have moved past the beginner stage. But instead of recognizing that, you interpret the slowdown as proof that you are wasting your time. So you quit, not because you are stuck, but because you are transitioning into the phase that actually builds strength. You quit because you confuse discomfort with danger. Your brain does not care about your dreams. It cares about your survival. Anything unfamiliar, uncertain, or demanding is treated as a threat. When you push yourself, your nervous system responds with resistance. Fear appears. Doubt grows louder. Boredom creeps in. You feel restless, heavy, tense. That discomfort feels wrong, so you stop. You think you are protecting yourself, but what you are really doing is obeying an outdated alarm system that cannot tell the difference between danger and growth. Every meaningful change requires you to sit in discomfort long enough for your mind to realize it is safe. Quitting prevents that lesson from ever being learned. You quit because you tied your worth to the outcome. Somewhere along the way, effort became identity. Success meant you were enough. Failure meant you were not. And when continuing risks confirming your deepest insecurity, stopping feels safer. Quitting allows you to protect the story you tell yourself. At least if you stop, you can say you never truly tried. But that protection comes at a cost. It keeps you small. It trades potential for comfort. It preserves your ego while starving your spirit. You were never meant to prove your worth through results. You were worthy before you started, while you struggle, and even if you fail. The moment you separate who you are from what you achieve, persistence becomes possible. You quit because you are exhausted, not because you are incapable. Many people quit when what they actually need is rest, but no one taught you how to pause without abandoning yourself. You were taught that stopping means failure, so when fatigue hits, quitting feels like the only option. Rest is not weakness. Recovery is not regression. Slowing down does not mean you are falling behind. It means you are learning how to sustain effort instead of burning out. Quitting often happens when rest is denied for too long. You quit because you are alone with your doubt. Silence amplifies uncertainty. When no one sees your effort, when no one understands your vision, when no one reminds you why you started, your thoughts turn against you. Humans are not designed to struggle in isolation. We are strengthened by shared effort and witnessed persistence. You do not need a crowd cheering your name. You need one steady presence, one reminder, one voice that says keep going. And when that voice does not exist outside of you, you must become it. Learning to speak to yourself with honesty and compassion is not optional. It is survival. You quit because you believe quitting defines you. You tell yourself a story. I am someone who never finishes. I always give up. That story becomes an identity, and identity shapes behavior. Each time you stop, the story feels more true, but identity is not fixed. It is built through repetition. You are not the sum of your past failures. You are the sum of the decisions you continue to make. One day of persistence does not change your life, but it changes your direction. Returning after quitting is not hypocrisy, it is courage. Consistency is not dramatic, it is quiet. It is choosing to begin again without punishment or shame. You quit because you underestimate time. You expect transformation to happen quickly, and when it does not, you lose faith. You overestimate what can be done in weeks and underestimate what can be built in years. The most powerful force available to you is not intensity. It is duration. Average effort sustained over time will outperform talent applied inconsistently. You do not need to be exceptional. You need to be patient. You need to allow time to do what it does best, compound. The people you admire are not different from you in the ways you think. They are not endlessly confident. They are not immune to doubt. They are not always motivated. They simply removed quitting from the list of options they negotiate with. They decided that stopping was no longer a conversation. They show up when it is boring. They continue when it is uncomfortable. They forgive themselves quickly and return without drama. They understand that quitting offers immediate relief, but persistence offers lasting strength. Relief fades, strength remains. If you do not quit this time, nothing magical will happen overnight. You will still feel resistance. You will still question yourself. You will still have days where progress feels invisible. But something deeper will shift. Your confidence will no longer depend on how you feel. It will be built on evidence. Evidence that you can continue even when it is hard. Evidence that you can tolerate discomfort without escaping it. Evidence that you are someone who stays. Momentum is not created in moments of inspiration. It is created in moments of resistance. Every time you choose to continue when quitting would be easier, you strengthen a part of yourself that cannot be taken away. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not weak for wanting to stop. Wanting to quit does not disqualify you. Acting on it repeatedly without understanding why is what keeps you stuck. You do not need to become a different person. You do not need to wait until you feel ready. You do not need perfect conditions or perfect confidence. You need to stay, not forever, not dramatically, not with certainty, just today. Stay one more day. Take one more step. Try one more time. Let progress be slow. Let effort be imperfect. Let doubt exist without obeying it, because the life you want is not waiting for a stronger version of you. It is waiting for the version of you who refuses to quit, even quietly, even imperfectly, even without applause. And that version of you already exists. You meet them every time you choose to continue.